What's up, y'all? So I woke up today feeling like clocking some bitches. So as y'all know, it is Black History Month. And throughout the month, I have been and will continue to drag quite a few individuals. If I sound nasally right now, I apologize. I'm low-key sick as fuck. I just want to start off by giving a huge shout out to white people who understand white privilege. I can't even begin to express how much I admire white people who don't sit there and act like white privilege isn't a thing, who understand their privilege and how they benefit from their privilege and are vocal about it, because that can't be easy.
You're fucking a white male! So? You're a white man!
Already I can tell that this is just gonna be fucking fun. Alright, let's go.
I was high as fuck the other day and I was just sitting there like, wow.
Wow. Must you emphasize on fucking stereotypes? Really? Already?
A black man, I obviously understand the black struggle simply because it's my struggle. And I couldn't possibly wrap my head around this kind of struggle if I was anything but black. So for those of you who don't necessarily understand it because you don't feel it, but can acknowledge it and are willing to be educated on our oppression and learn from us and listen to us and fight with us, thank you so much, because I know that it takes a lot to grasp. Even as a 23-year-old black man, there's still so much that I have learned and still have to learn about my struggle.
If the black struggle can only be felt by blacks, then why are you talking about whites at all? How can you know what whites feel like if you aren't white?
As for the rest of y'all motherfuckers,
Moi?
you don't have to kill someone to be an accessory to a murder. All you gotta do is know about it. All you have to do is be made aware of said murder, and you are automatically tried as an accessory to the crime.
That's not how the system works. You can't just be tried automatically. You have to be arrested first, you have to be given your rights, and then you have to be charged for the crime. And no, you actually have to help the criminal. Otherwise, it can't be considered what you're saying it is. You're not helping them in any way. If you don't help them, you're not an accessory. That's not how it works. That's not how it works at all.
By simply having knowledge of the murder, you are in fact helping the murderer either commit the crime, evade detection, or escape. Having knowledge of a murder is just as bad as burying the body.
Since you don't seem to grasp the concept of what an accessory to murder is, let me read to you directly from the criminal law lawyer's source. An accessory to a crime is an individual who knowingly and voluntarily participates in the commission of a crime. An accessory is not typically present at the scene of a crime, but contributes to the success of the crime before or after the fact. A person charged as an accessory to a crime before the fact is one who incites, abets, or aids a person in the commission of a criminal act. An individual who is an accessory after the fact receives shelter, comfort, relief, or assists a felon after the crime has been committed. A person can be an accessory if they provide any support or assistance, whether financially, emotionally, or factually. You have to do something. Just existing doesn't make you an accessory to a murder.
Y'all white privilege doesn't exist, motherfuckers.
Oof, that's sounding a little bit racist. Oh, wait a minute, I'm white. You can't be racist, obviously.
Y'all all lives matter, motherfuckers, are accessories to the black struggle. You motherfuckers think Black Lives Matter insinuates that other lives don't. No! Black Lives Matter insinuates that Black Lives Matter too. It isn't an anti-white movement, it is a pro-black movement. You see, the new face of racism is not in-your-face racism, but structural racism, also known as white privilege. We aren't saying black lives are more meaningful than everyone else's. We are saying black lives are just as meaningful as everyone else's. The Black Lives Matter movement isn't about separation or segregation or disengagement. The Black Lives Matter movement is about inclusion. Whether you believe it or not, our lives are jeopardized every single day. And we are doing nothing more than bringing awareness to that. These analogies have been used before and I'm going to use them again. Firefighters do not sit and point at burning houses screaming, all houses matter. You don't attend charity banquets that bring awareness to breast cancer and scream, all cancer matters. Or maybe you do because you're white and you can get away with that.
Really? After preaching about how Black Lives Matter is about inclusion, you go ahead and divide the races? Unless you're white? What the hell is that? Structural racism? Where? When and how are you oppressed?
I don't even have words for black people who who do not support Black Lives Matter, for black people who have the audacity to spit in the faces of your brothers and your sisters with that all lives matter bullshit. But you white motherfuckers, you kill me.
Before I even touch on the "but you white motherfuckers," are you at all open to the fact that you don't represent all black Americans? Are you at all open to the fact that they may see other Americans as their brothers and sisters and not see race? Only you see race. You're so focused on it that you forget that you're a part of a country, more than just your race.
Again, thank you for those of you who do understand, who do listen, who do have our backs. But as for the rest of you, you fucking kill me.
Yep, clearly. My white privilege is just snuffing the life right out of you.
You don't know a damn thing about what it means to be black, how it feels to be black, how little our existence truly matters in this country that was literally built for the success and the survival of the white.
No, you're right. I don't know what it feels like to be black. I assume that I feel just like a regular human being, but then again, I'm white. Wait, do you know how it feels to be white? If you're not white, then by your logic, you cannot know what it feels like to be white, and therefore you can't know if this country really was built for whites.
You don't click on these videos that attempt to explain this shit to you, to listen. You don't click on these videos to get an idea of what the fuck we're talking about. You don't click on these videos to understand where we're coming from.
Yeah, actually I did. What I found instead was a self-pitying rich black kid telling me that I owe him an apology for being born in my pale skin color.
You click on these videos to argue, simply because our argument makes you uncomfortable.
Well, yes and no. I did come here to argue with you because you and your movement are fanatical racists. Your argument doesn't make me feel uncomfortable. Your argument is flawed as fuck.
You click on these videos to tell us that we're wrong, that we're over-exaggerating, when you don't have to worry about becoming victim to both law enforcement and the judicial system alike.
Yeah, you are wrong. You are overreacting. Both law enforcement and the judicial system are put in place to maintain people in check, whites, blacks, and everybody else alike.
You don't have to worry about your teenage son's unjustified death being mocked. You don't have to worry about informing your children of the harsh realities of systematic racism. You don't have to worry about being articulate and well-spoken without people being surprised. You don't have to worry about what you wear or how you act or how you carry yourself without being labeled an idiot, a thug, a lowlife, a gangster. You don't.
If you attack a cop and get shot, it's your own fucking fault. Yeah, we do have to teach our children about systematic racism, even though it no longer exists in your country. You want to talk about articulation? I know two different languages and frequently change between both. My articulation is very much affected by this, and I have been made very well aware. You won't. You want others. Rednecks are perfect examples. They're perfect examples. You're expecting an idiotic inbred when you hear that. And Italian Americans, well, you're expecting a clean, well-dressed gangster when you see that. If they comport themselves in a certain way, they're labeled fucking gangsters, just like in movies. What you are looking for in this bullshit of yours is not there. It doesn't exist. Anybody at all, regardless of race, anybody who acts like an idiot is treated as such. Fuck, man, get your head out of your ass.
Have to worry about your hair or your skin color or your cultural accessories as the reason why you didn't get a fucking job. You don't have to worry about being monitored in stores just because the hue of your skin is a bit darker than most. You don't have to ever worry about being labeled a terrorist when, to my knowledge, you obtained and built and sustained this motherfucking country via terrorism.
I'm going to go out on a limb and assume you have no idea what the Geneva Convention is, and therefore have no fucking clue what the definition of a terrorist is. And yes, everybody who is going to an interview for a job needs to worry about the dress and deportment. If I'm hiring, and of the two people showing up, the first interview, the first looks like Dennis Haybert and the other looks like Jesse Pinkman, I'm going to hire the one that is dressed properly and comports himself in a good manner. In this example, it'd be Dennis Haybert.
You don't have to worry about being affected by negative stereotypes that have been perpetuated and ingrained so much into American society that people believe them to be fact.
Yeah, actually, everybody does. You know the saying, there's a reason why stereotypes exist? Well, it applies to everybody.
You don't have to worry about explaining why cultural appropriation is a bad thing. You don't have to worry about speaking on any particular subject without being the sole representative for your entire race. You don't have to worry about whether the color of your skin will get you into trouble or possibly murdered whenever you leave your motherfucking house. You don't have to worry about being told to get over slavery or Jim Crow, or segregation in schools, and jobs, and neighborhoods, as if it does not affect every single aspect of your life to this day.
I have to ask, what is wrong with cultural appropriation? That's how human civilizations evolve. They see a way of things that work better than their own, and they use it to progress. Nobody ever thinks that you are the sole representative of black Americans. Nobody ever thought that. That is a delusion you have. And slavery? Get over it. Slavery is not a white exclusive thing. The African black slaves sold in Europe and the US were sold to them by African warlords that had conquered them. It is that evil white dude that you keep complaining about that fought, bled, and died for the abolition of slavery all over the Western world. You were never sent out to go pick cotton. Stop bitching about something that never happened to you. You are completely diluting the message.
You can walk the earth unaware of the color of your skin, unaware of your whiteness.
No, you fucking racist moron. I cannot walk the earth unaware of my whiteness. The world is far larger than just America, Canada, and Europe. You make assumptions and accusations to me based on my whiteness, like you put it. If I want to, I will challenge everything you say, and you can do the same to me. That is what freedom of speech is for, so we can discuss things. Fuck you. Fuck you.
You have the ultimate amount of privilege, yet you dare challenge me? You dare challenge whether or not my black struggle is justified? Fuck you! Fuck you!
So again, going off your logic, if I drop the KKK in an African village somewhere, then the blacks over there have all the privilege, and so you're not allowed to question their white struggle. How dare I question the justification of some ideology I disagree with? Fuck you, you rich, ignorant, pampered little piece of gelatinous afterbirth.
This is going to be a really hard pill for some of you to swallow.
Oh, no doubt, I'm sure.
If you support All Lives Matter, you are racist. And I'm not just pulling the race card or whatever the fuck that means. Allow me to explain this shit to you. The All Lives Matter movement, first of all, isn't a movement and is doing absolutely nothing to prove that all lives, in fact, do matter. Talk. That's all the hell y'all All Lives Matter motherfuckers do. Talk is cheap, bitch.
What do you mean talk is cheap? Is talk not enough? What do you want? More riots? Violence? People killed? That's what you want?
And by changing Black Lives Matter to All Lives Matter, you are disassociating black people from equality, which is what the fuck our movement is all about. You are belittling our struggle. You are patronizing our struggle. You are mocking our struggle, and you are ignoring our struggle. And ignorance equals compliance. Ignorance equals consent. You are consenting to our black struggle, and that, my friend, is racism.
What struggle are you talking about? That's not what racism is. By definition, racism is the belief that all members of each race possesses characteristics or abilities specific to that race, especially so as to distinguish it as inferior or superior to another race or races. That is the definition, dictionary definition of a racism, not what you just spewed out of your fucking hole.
Mind-boggling, isn't it?
The only thing mind-boggling is your ignorance and stupidity.
These aren't opinions. These are facts. This is the country, this is the world that we live in. Oh, but it gets better. You can ignore and deny everything that I've just said, and you can go on about your lives, and absolutely nothing will change. Your life, your future will remain completely and utterly intact, while my life and my future children's lives and my people's lives and the lives of my people's children depend oh so greatly on how much your people care about us in this marvelous country that was built on white supremacy and the lie of freedom and equality and opportunity. That's how much power you have. And 90% of the white people that I'm specifically addressing right now will have listened to all of this and heard absolutely nothing. And you'll go about your lives changing Black Lives Matter to All Lives Matter. Oh, and you won't even bring up All Lives Matter unless you catch someone bringing up Black Lives Matter. And you'll live happily ever after with your paper cut lips and your unseasoned chicken.
Scumbag, your skewed view of the world is not reality. It is not fact. The world is much bigger than just the United States, and instead of helping split the country, you should unite yourself with other Americans regardless of color. The country was built on the truth that every man deserves equal opportunities. That doesn't mean equal shit, dumbass. Paper-cut lips? Unseasoned chicken? You, motherfucker, are by definition racist. Your precious seasoned chicken was made by the oldest, whitest dude in the States has to offer. Fucking paper-cut lips. By definition, racism, right then and there. You said it yourself. You said these words, paper cut fucking lips. You're describing white people right there. And how did we define racism? The belief that all members of each race possesses characteristics, paper cut lips, characteristics, paper cut lips, characteristics. You fucking racist scumbag. Fuck you.
Ignoring every ounce of black struggle while unknowingly benefiting from every ounce of black struggle. That's privilege.
Tell me what your struggle is and how I benefit from it. Oh, that's right. You can't, because it's a fucking myth perpetuated by black racists such as yourself and the Black Lives Matter dog and pony show. Fuck you.